I thought it would be good to go ahead and do a mission statement video because there seems to be a lot of comments where people are like, how dare you dislike this movie? How dare you diss on this movie? This movie's awesome. And they're not even movies that I dislike. So I'm going to go over what the point of the top 5 list is. It was really inspired by Man of Steel because there are these people who love that movie and think it's perfect in every way, and people who hate that movie and dislike it in every way. And for me, I liked it, but when people say, oh, it's really good because of this, I kind of saw that point of view. And when people say, oh, it's awful because of this, I saw that too. And I thought both sides were equally valid. I just happened to end up in the middle. So I decided to do these videos with the idea of, let's look at both sides. Now, only in my first 5 movies do I have the 2 video system where I talk about how much it sucks and how awesome it is. Those movies that I cover that way would be Man of Steel, Star Trek V, Amazing Spider-Man, Transformers, and the first X-Men movie. I actually like most of those. So if you're going to be like, oh, how dare you say that movie sucks, watch the whole thing. I don't give my rating until the second part video. And it wasn't until after those when I started cutting it down and only doing one part, which I will admit kind of hurts what I'm trying to do a bit, but at the same time it helps me be more concise. I can focus everything I think of into one video rather than splitting it up into 2 videos. I just found that doing the 2 video system, frequently I would have all these ideas for the first video, and the second video I'd be struggling. I'd be like, what do I put here? I don't know. So now I do one video, but I try to include good and bad things. And I typically will do the bad things as the highlight of the video. And this is because if you look at hits, my channel's not big, but when I talk about how much something sucks, that gets way more hits than when I talk about something being awesome. So I'm going to try to focus the videos on things sucking, but it doesn't mean I dislike the movie. Most obvious examples where I disagree, where my opinion and the title don't sync up, would be like The Mangler. I talk about The Mangler, the things about The Mangler I like, because I thought that was easier, because there's so much in that movie that is just terrible. It would take me, I would need way more than 5. I've broken that list like that a couple of times, but I'd need way more than 5 to go over all things that suck in that movie. But there were good things in that movie. I wanted to point out the good things in that movie. Still a bad movie. Still a really bad movie. And the most recent one, Incredible Hulk. That's a decent movie. It's flawed, but it's decent. But I talk about how much it sucks, because it does have serious flaws. And they distract me from, really loving that movie. And that's really the point of the channel. I want to point out movies have flaws. There's no such thing as a perfect movie, and there's no such thing as a movie that's completely bad. Typically, movies that are completely bad are actually so bad they're good. I'm trying to think of a movie that I would consider completely bad. But usually, even the worst movies, there's going to be good qualities to them. Like, Red Sonja is a terrible movie, but it's weird. Arnold Schwarzenegger does a good job in it. And it's not so much that he's doing a good job as much as he does so much better than everybody else in the movie. It's ridiculous. But yeah, my point is to just point out that, there are good and bad aspects to all movies. And that's my whole goal with this channel. I just want to show those. If you're a fan of my channel and the content I produce, please make sure to visit my Patreon page and become a patron. If you sign up there, not only is there the option to become a producer, if you contribute a little bit more, you'll get your own title card with your name or your handle or whatever you want listed, as well as a website or anything like that within reason that you'd like to promote.